All right. Hey Josh, we're out here to do the test flight video for you of your X Quad. We've got your DX6i and the quad right here. What we're going to do is I'm going to go through a quick pre-flight check just to explain what some of the lights and gadgets mean. We've got your battery connector right here. Got your battery, and I'm using a hat cam here, so forgive the angle, but you got your battery strapped in right here. Got your LEDs right here, which is a flick of the switch back here. Get those come on and off. The quad cap right here just pops off right here, and then the arms fold in. But I've got it unfolded here because we're going to give it a quick flight. Got your GPS unit right here. You want to make sure that this points always directly forward. As you can see right here, the little arrow is going directly forward. You want to just keep it that way. That way the quad knows what orientation is directly forward. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and power on the transmitter first, and then we'll go down here and we'll go ahead and plug the battery in. It's going to give us the beeps here. We're going to go around this side here, and you can see reflecting off of the arm, I've got the lights. Green means GPS mode, and red means it's searching for satellites. It's looking for 7 satellites in all. What we've got here real quick in the DX6i is your F mode switch right here is GPS. Switching this back would go into manual mode, and then again forward is GPS. Right back here, your throttle hold switch, flicking this forward will put you in attitude mode, and then flicking it back will go directly back into GPS mode. Intelligent orientation lock, where no matter which way you roll the stick, the quad always keeps it forward and back and side to side the same. It's your flap right here. Flick that down, it uses GPS to tell the quad which way is forward, and it bases it off of its GPS location when it took off. It's kind of neat. So what we're going to do now is we've got the green light here, so it's found the satellites. So we're going to go ahead and give it a flight. We got this set for 7 minutes. So your timer switch, we're going to hit that and give it a go. And now it's going to float around for a second. Well, it's going to find the satellites, or get its lock rather. You'll see. Got a slight wind out here. But now you can see it's got its lock. And it'll drift around a little bit, but otherwise it pretty much stays in its location. Not even controlling it here. So this is GPS mode. We're going to go ahead and fly out a little bit. Okay. Okay, we'll bring it back in here. It's GPS mode. Now attitude mode is considered sport mode. So this is still GPS. So what we're going to do is we're going to flick this switch forward, and you'll notice that right now the quad will start to drift away because it's not a GPS lock. But it is a lot sportier when you fly, as you can see. So, and what we'll do here is I call this the air brakes. So when we go forward, you can flick it back into GPS, and what it'll do is, letting go of the sticks, it'll pretty much hit the brakes in the air and hold its GPS location. So what we're going to do is bring it back down here. Okay, we're going to test a couple of features. We got about 5.5 minutes left. So we're going to bring it back down. It's in GPS mode right now. We'll just face her away so that the orientation looks right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to test return to home. We know where we took off from, so I'm going to fly it out here. Your fail-safe switch is this one right here, this switch. So when I flick this, I hit it on the quad. Now it takes over. See, I don't have any control. It's going to raise up. There we go. And then it's going to bring itself back over here. And you can see that I'm not doing anything here, and it's bringing itself back to its location. Here it comes. Okay. It's going to stop overhead up here. As you can see, All right, we'll let it come down. It's gonna drop every few seconds. It'll drop like 15 feet. Here she comes. All right, man, this thing is so smooth. As you can see, man, it's just holding itself perfectly still in the air in relation to, I'm standing really still. So as you can see, that is really, really still in the air, even against a little bit of a wind. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we still got 3.5 minutes basically. So we're gonna let it come down here and see, what it's doing is it's landing itself. There we go, and I'll clean that grass off there, I promise. And see, it shuts off the motors. Now let's kick on these LEDs real quick here. 1, 2. Now flick those on. Now what we're gonna do is flick the switch back up here, back into GPS. We'll go to manual, back into GPS. So now we'll start it up. We'll take off. Okay, we got the LEDs. You can kind of see them here. We'll get a little closer. It's like something out of a movie. All right. Okay, now we're gonna test the intelligent orientation lock. So right over here, right here. So you notice if I go forward and back, but if I turn it around, the orientation forward and back is backwards. Flick this switch right here. Now I go forward and it goes back. See, the orientation stays the same all the time, no matter what, no matter which way I have the quad. It's pretty cool. So I'll flick that back and we get normal here. Okay, come back here. All right. And then, like I say, then you have manual mode, which is you'll flick the GPS off here. And then you'll just have a manual mode. It is quicker, as you can see. A little harder to control, but this is for more of a flight enthusiast that wants to do that. And you flick back to GPS and it takes control. We'll bring it back here. All right, I'm going to give it a land here. We'll bring it back in the shade. All right. There we go. All right, Josh, I'll post another video for you for what's gonna look like when you get it out of the box and how to set it up, but that's your flight test video. Give me a holler if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.